Hi, welcome to Try It, Buy It, Make It, Sell It. Today, I'm going to show you how to make a pair of Dangle Drop earrings. Recently, a YouTube friend of mine asked me to bring out my jewelry to show everyone. So today I'm doing just that, as well as teaching you how to make your own. So I've been making jewelry since I was in my 20s, and now I'm in my 50s, so that's how long I've been making it. I started out doing earrings, and I graduated to bracelets, necklaces, and now I'm getting into making anklets, as well as other things. So I'm going to start off by showing you some of the jewelry I make, and then we'll get into making some for you to do at home. Okay, so the first pair is a very basic pair of earrings. And I want to say thank you to Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab for inspiring me to do this, because I don't think I ever would have thought, maybe I would have thought to do it, but I need to bring it out and show everybody and start letting people know that I make it, because I do have it on Etsy, but I haven't done much promotions lately, so I do need to get back into that. But anyway, this is a pair of Dangle Drop earrings, and this is actually one of my favorite pairs of earrings, one of my favorite pair of earrings. It's been sitting for a minute, so, but this is what it looks like. And let's see. That is one of my favorite pair. And my jewelry making ranges from very simple jewelry to very crazy, eccentric jewelry. So I don't have a particular niche or anything that I do, but whatever comes to mind in my heart is what I do. And I hope you can see that. That may be too much light, but that's it. Today I'm only showing earrings because that's what I'm making. These are one of my favorite pairs too. I guess I have a lot of favorite pair. Here's another pair of earrings. And I actually wore these in another video that I did for Black History Month. And I'll show you one more pair, and these are very different. I actually sold the black pair, and these are very different, but I like different. I just loved the bead because I've never seen it before. So I hope you can see it good. And making jewelry is one of my hobbies. I started doing years ago, and it's funny because it came at a time I was going through a very strenuous period in my life, and one day in the mail I received a a pamphlet showing me how to make earrings, and I didn't even order it. I don't know where it came from, but I was glad that it did because it got me through some really hard times. And hobbies for me have been a lifesaver as well as spirituality, but hobbies have kept me focused. So that's another pair. All right. So now I have one more pair, but let's see. I wasn't going to pull them out, but I guess I will. I will get them out and show you. I haven't gone into the box for a while, but there you go. So hopefully you can see them because I can't tell. Oh yeah, I think you should be able to. So that's it right now. I have a few other pair, but I haven't really been making a lot of earrings lately. I am a person who has a lot of hobbies, from painting to card making to jewelry making to several other different things. So sometime I'll go from one to the other, whatever I feel like making. So I haven't felt like making earrings yet lately. So I've got earrings that are left, but I'm on to other things. So, but anyway, enough about that. So we're going to make a very basic pair of Dangle Drop earrings. So I have 2 head pins, and head pins do vary in size. These are kind of small. Now I'm a person that just grabs and goes and does. Like, I don't get into measurements and all that stuff. I'll pick something up when it comes to crafts, and I'm a very visual person, so I pick it up and I look at it and I'm like, okay, that's the size I want, and I don't know what size it is, but I figure it out. So these are kind of small. I actually cut them down because they were very long, but those are head pins, and that's what we'll be using. And then I have filigree, and I think I'm saying it right, filigree beads, and I have some large ones. And that's what they look like. Hopefully, let's see. Hopefully you can see them now. Okay, so that's the large one. I have 2 large ones because I'm going to make a pair. And then I have 2 smaller ones. And that's what they look like. They're just like a smaller version of the other bead. You need 2 because you're going to need to make a pair. Okay. And then you are going to take, and you have the fish hooks, and this is to finish, to put on, so that dangles in your ear. And we have round nose pliers and flat nose pliers. I believe these are flat nose, because there's different variations of the pliers, so I think there's another name for them too, but I'm not sure, but I believe these are the flat heads. And I have my magnifying glass because I hate to be looking around for the little itty bitty hole in the beads. Okay, so anyway, we're gonna start, and we're going to take the bead and find the bottom where the hole is and just stick it through the hole. Just like that. And then, I don't think I did mention this. Okay, we have a bead finding. I forgot about that. And it's a little tiny bead. And it's flat. And this is going to go on top of that. Just like that. Trying to put it down so you can actually see it better. Okay, and then we're going to take the smaller filigree bead and put that on top of that. So just is like a little dangly earring. Now you can stop there, or you can put another bead, the other small finding, that little bead, you can put another one on top, and it will look very pretty because it'll give it a finished look. But if you want to keep it a little simpler, you can stop at this level. Now I'm going to show you what the other bead looks like on top, and it will give you an idea of how it looks. Gives it a more finished, classier look, I guess you would say. Okay. So you see, that kind of gives it a classier look, but for me, I like the more basic look, so I'm just showing you, and then I'm going to take it off. Okay, so now we have the beads on, and what I've learned to do is make sure that you have enough room, because you're going to take the pliers and loop this over, but it's better to have more room because you can cut it down than you loop it and you don't have enough for the earring backs, the fish hooks, or whatever kind of earring backs you have. You want to make sure that you have enough room to put that through there. See the little, you want to put that loop through this when you're done. So we're going to take this, and a lot of people will cut it down. They can tell, some people can tell just by eyeballing it, just like cooking. For me, it takes a little bit more work to see it, but I know this is way too much, but I'm going to just show you when you loop it, because you're going to want to have enough space, like I said, so you can tell that this is way too much, because it shouldn't be in a big hook like that unless you're into that kind of thing. So I'm going to cut some off, and I can't tell you how much because it's like I said, I go by my site. I'm just used to doing it for years, but you might want to measure how much to cut off. You might want to look it up and measure and actually measure it, but I don't. So I cut some off, and I'm going to take the round nose pliers and I'm going to loop it. Now, when you loop it, the goal is to get that part in where the hole is, or as close as possible. But before you do that, you have to add the earring back to it. So you see the round loop there? Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to stick this part into the round loop. And see, it's dangling. That's why they call it a dangle earring. And you're going to take the round nose pliers And I still feel like I have too much on here, so let's see. Yes, because you don't, it's still too much there, because you see how it should be a little smaller than that. Okay, so I'm going to cut that down a little bit more. I'm going to take my flat nose and pull it up a little bit so I can cut it down. And that's what a flat nose is for. Plus I use it to hold things sometimes. So you don't want to cut too much off, like I said, because then you won't have enough room. So let's see, this should do it, I think. And I think we're in business, yes. Okay. So now I'm going to take the earring back again and put it through there. And now I am going to take the round nose again. Let this drop down here a little bit while I loop this all the way now. All the way until it looks like, or it can actually fit into the hole, because the hole's usually not that big in a lot of beads. There are some big hole ones. I really don't deal with those, but there are, and this is still even a little big. So I'm going to cut it down just a little bit more, but you kind of get the idea. But you definitely, I mean, everybody's preference is different, but I want mine to look as close to the norm when it comes to beading, because when you sell them, a lot of people are very picky, and you want it to look perfect. So I'm going to cut it down. But again, remember, I started with a lot because I would rather keep cutting it than end up with not enough. So by the way, on the pliers, on these flat nose, there's an area that you can cut the wire with right there. So that's what I'm cutting the wire with. It's very sharp in there. And I'm going to take my round nose again and do this all over again. And hopefully this will be it. Okay, yeah, I think this is perfect now. Okay. So here we are again. Let that dangle to the side. And then grab that piece of wire and loop it all the way. Make sure on the bottom too, always check your bead when you put it in to make sure that the wire does not slide through the bead, because if the hole is even a little too big, this whole wire will slide out. And if you plan on selling earrings, that's not a good thing. So let's get that down in there. And it's still a little big, but it's okay for now. I'll probably cut it down a little bit more, but I just wanted you to get the idea. And that's a complete earring. And I don't have any basic earrings right now, so I think this might be perfect for me even. But that's what it looks like in your ear. Let's see. Okay. That is what it looks like. All right, and I'm gonna do the other one again. You're just taking the head pin and putting it through the hole here. And again, make sure it's nice and secure and doesn't fall through. This one's secure. Then you're going to take the other bead. And this is a flat bead. Yours may not be flat. You might want round, you might want square, whatever you want in between it. And I take the other filigree bead and find the hole. In the filigree, you really have to pay attention because there's several holes, but there's a main hole to put the head pin through. And it's that simple, okay? Now I'm gonna cut the wire again, and this time I'll cut down lower because I have an idea this time how low I want it to be. And I'm gonna cut it. Now there are actual wire cutters too that you can use. I do have a pair, but since I'm using the flat nose, I'm just using the cutter off of there, but there are actual cutters. Okay, and now again, I'm gonna take the other backing and I am going to put it on here. We'll let it dangle again, and I'm going to loop it. And remember, you want to get as close to the hole as you can. If you can get it in that hole, that's fine. I have a friend that actually wraps it, and I really want to learn that because then you never have to worry about this sliding out or coming off, and it actually looks finished and it looks beautiful with the wrapping. So this one's done. And again, this is even a little big, and like I said, I'm going to work on it just a little bit more when I'm done, because it's okay for me, like if I'm gonna keep them, but again, if I was gonna sell them, I would definitely want the loop to be perfect. So let's see how they look on. Okay, and there is the other one. I'll give you a close-up. Hopefully it's a good close-up because this lighting today, I can't get it right. Okay. So, I hope that I taught you well. And I hope that you might even actually get out there and try it. Like I said, this is very simple to do. I'm a person who learns by seeing someone do it and trying to do it myself. Like, I'm not one of those people who can read it and figure it out. So if I can do it and you want to do it, you can definitely do it. So anyway, I'd like to say thank you again to Gigi's Gluten-Free Lab for inspiring me to come out here and really push myself to show my jewelry. And I needed to get out here to start showing people how to make jewelry, because I'm trying to come on to teach crafts, especially right now, because hobbies are a great way to get through times like this when you're home and you have a lot on your mind and you need to relieve stress and you need to focus. So I definitely want to come on and teach you some things. So I'm trying to get comfortable with that. I did do an ASMR video painting a jar, which is another thing I do. I do a lot of painting, upcycling jars, and that one came out horribly because I didn't do it the way that I normally do it. But you know, it was for ASMR, just to help people relax, so it's okay. But I'm gonna come on and show you how to make some really beautiful jars. If you have some old glass jars at home, get them out, and I am going to try to teach you. If you want me to go live and do it, definitely comment and I will do that. And if not, I'll just make a video and you can follow it. And I think that you'll really enjoy it. You can go to, you can order some paint online from Walmart and get, like, if you have an old salsa jar or old pickle jar, you just wash it out, get them ready, and they're very easy to paint, or they call it tinting, to where it looks like stained glass. You can do that. So many beautiful things you can do with upcycling just a simple jar. So anyway, stay tuned, and thank you for joining me. And I hope you will come back, and I hope you will subscribe and hang around with me, and like if you liked it, and leave me a comment, and I hope to see you again. Thank you. Bye.